Terry Polglase is with the Save Rosny Parks Group and joins us this morning. Terry Polglase, good morning to you.
Good morning, Leon.
Let's say 55% of the Clarence community say yes, and 45%, which is a significant number of ratepayers, but not a majority, 45% say no. Is the issue then decided in favour of building at Rosny?
Well, Tony Mulder put it at 71%. He said if the vote gets to 71%, he will vote to have it go to Kingborough. Others on council said, look, it makes no difference. If the heads of agreement arrives in the council chambers tomorrow and it says we build it in the parklands, we'll get started and we'll ignore the results of the Elector poll.
But my question to you is, what would you accept? What would your group, and it's not insignificant, what would your group accept? Let's say 55% of ratepayers in Clarence say, yep, we want it at Rosny. Would you accept, okay, it's time to stop, the majority have spoken?
Look, it's not a question of a percentage that one can accept. What it is a question of what is the feeling of the public over such a massive issue, and then we rely on our councillors to make their judgment based upon what the ratepayers believe. Now, that's the purpose of council, but it's not for council to make a decision now without knowing what the views of the people are.
Drive with Lucy Braden.
Nobody knows Tasmania like we do.
On ABC Radio Hobart and ABC Northern Tasmania.
28 to 6. Lucy Braden with you, and Guy Stainer's here as well, my little co-host for the next few minutes. Hello, Guy.
Hello.
It's been a big news day. Well, there's been a bit going around, and we were talking around this time about the Clarence City Council rates going up and the potential of an Elector poll, and it's happening.
An Elector poll, and I also thought it was interesting that that you were talking just before about in Parliament that taking the government 2 attempts to answer a question and still didn't really answer it. It sounded a bit like Terry Polglase on Leon this morning, that he was asked clearly, like, would you abide by a result that might be, say, 55% of respondents being in favour of having the high performance centre at Rosny? And he didn't answer the question. Leon returned to the question, and he still didn't answer the question. And
but his answer essentially did at the same time, but just in a roundabout way.
Did it? I was left. I had no idea. But I think that it's problematic for both sides, in that you've got a non-binding vote. So what happens if the vote is close, and if it is, like a 55-45 vote, even with an overwhelming vote that we saw with the Elector poll in Hobart City Council on UTAS.
The UTAS move, nothing's happened, really.
It is still up in the air as to what exactly is going to go on. And that
was
poll
years ago.
Result was that 70% or something?
Yeah,
against
it was around that, yeah.
So there are questions. If you're going to spend $200,000, it's like what's going to come out of it at the end of that? And are you just going to be left with a result that leaves everyone kind of none the wiser and still shrugging their shoulders?
Well, I'm in that municipality. I mean, I hope there's an answer that comes from it. If we are forking out $200,000 or thereabouts, you hope that there will be an answer. But it is interesting. I mean, Leon said, what if it's 55-45, 55 want it or don't want it, whatever it may be. And his answer was a little bit up in the air, wasn't it? It's like, essentially, the council has to decide from there.
It absolutely also left the door open that, regardless of the result on the Elector poll, that there could still be significant protest and disruption and opposition to whatever is decided. So his answers left me thinking that the Elector poll will not resolve this issue at all.
And I'm so intrigued to see how many people in the Clarence municipality are genuinely against it and how many are for it, or what the question will be. I think it will be very, very interesting to see.
Yeah, it was interesting. We were both at the retirement village a couple of weeks ago, and that is quite close to the former Rosny Golf Course site, and certainly people there were opposed to having the high performance centre on the golf course because that was their avenue of recreation.
Yeah.
Each day that lots of people would venture to Eastlands and walk through the golf course to get there and have a pleasant stroll. But obviously that's just one of many different opinions across the municipality.
Well, it could be, a whitewash. It could be 80 to 20. Who knows? We'll find out soonish, 6 weeks or thereabouts.